Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to the Econobox garage. Come on in. Here's the generator that came off the car, and I'm going to dismantle it and to check to see what we need for parts. Check for bearings and brushes, some bushes, and what have you on that. So the first thing to do, get a impact and get this nut off. Then I can use a puller to pull the pulley, and then the rest of this should come apart hopefully quite easily. And while I have it apart, I'll just give a new coat of paint to the case here so it matches I'll put a new coat of paint on so it matches the rest of the engine. Now this little bit here, if you're not familiar with the Mark I sprites, this is actually the tack drive that comes off the back of the generator. There's a little gear set in here, and the tack drive screws onto here and then goes up to the tachometer in the dashboard. So I'll just be careful taking that off so I don't damage it, and then get it put back on, of course, when everything goes back in. Well, here I have the nut, the woodruff key, the pulley, and the fan all off the front of the generator. So now I can flip the generator around and I'll take the tack drive off, and then there's a screw here and a screw here that have to come off. Then I'll be able to slide the back of the generator off and the front out, and then we'll be able to see what we have inside. Well, here I've got the armature and the front plate up in the vise here, and you can see there's a lot of play in that front bearing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order a new bearing for here. I'm just taking the brushes out of the holders here, and I'll put this back on just to check out the rear bushing. And that's kind of hard to do with one. It's hard to do with one hand here, but I have checked it, and there's very little play in that back bushing, so I'm not too concerned about that. So what I will order, even though these brushes look pretty decent, I will order new ones, seeing as I'm in here anyway, and I'll order a replacement bearing for that. Other than that, everything is in really good shape. I'll give it a good clean and give it a coat of paint, and I'll just give this a really good clean with some emery cloth just to clean that up before everything goes back together. So that kind of wraps it up for the generator for now. I'll get these parts ordered. It'll probably take a couple of weeks to get here, and then we'll go from there. So one of the items I acquired some time ago was this exhaust system for a Bugeye, complete with a nice looking muffler. I did clean it up since I've got it, but as you can see, it's in two pieces. The person I got it from cut it into those two pieces to make it easier to store. What I'm going to do is just take the muffler off the pipe and take it into an exhaust shop to get it welded together. There's the muffler off the end of the tailpipe, and here's the two pieces that I've got to deal with to get loaded back together. Put this in here. So what I've done is I've cleaned up where it was cut on both pieces, and then just matched up where these two go. So I've got an alignment mark on there. I'll take this into an exhaust shop that I use quite often and ask them to weld this up, and we'll report back. Well, here I have the exhaust pipe welded together, and the brackets that I have on hand. This is the one that goes to that steady bracket by the gearbox. This mounts up in the arch in front of the rear axle, and this little bit just mounts the muffler. I am missing the clamp that mates the end of the pipe here to the exhaust manifold. This is actually sitting upside down here. Just flip that up. So This end of the pipe goes to the exhaust manifold, and I don't have that clamp yet. So I'll include that in the order that's going to AH Spares. Once that clamp gets here, I can get the exhaust all installed underneath the car. I mentioned earlier in the video I was going to order some parts from AH Spares, and I was quite impressed with how quickly the package arrived. I ordered it Thursday last week, and in the afternoon it arrived the following Thursday with all the parts intact. I'm just going to go through and show you how it was packed and what I ordered. So let's see what I've got here. One of the projects I'm going to be working on over the winter is the heater. So I ordered a new the trunk line that goes from the front of the car up to the heater itself. And one of the reasons I ordered from AH Spares is they were the only one that I could find that had a new heater casing. So that's that. The one that I have on the car is split quite a bit, and it has some damage on it as well. So I'll get that put in the car at a later date. So let's just put that aside. That's the first package here. So I've got, this is a spare tire tie downs for the back of the car, and that's the gasket for the heater matrix. This one, that's a new fan for the generator. As you can see, everything's nicely packaged. Ordered the Austin decal for the valve cover, and with my engine being a later 1098, it didn't have the riveted one, it did have just the sticker. We have here, this is the bracket to hold the duct to the wheel well. And this one, so I've got the hose clamps that hold each end of that pipe there. As I mentioned, I was waiting for one more clamp for the exhaust system, so that's the one that bolts the pipe to the manifold. And with the other brackets that I've ordered in a previous order with AH Spares, I've now got everything I need to put the exhaust on the car. There's the brush set for the generator. And these are for a couple of parts that were not available when I ordered. These are a couple of bits that weren't available when I placed my other order. Those are for the check straps. And that's the bearing for the generator, and that one's to secure the choke cable to the bracket. And last but not least, that's the ground strap. That's the factory one. You can see it's a lot shorter than the one that I had tried. So that's that. It has been unseasonably cold this week, so I'm not going to get much more work done, but it is supposed to warm up this coming weekend, so I'll get back in the garage and start putting a bunch of this stuff together on the car. Well, that's a wrap for this week, and unfortunately I didn't get quite as much done as I'd hoped. As I mentioned earlier in the video, temperatures have dropped a bit. It's the first week of November, and usually the temperatures are around +5 Celsius, which is 41 degrees Fahrenheit, and temperatures have been down around -18, which is 0 degrees Fahrenheit. All that being said, I am quite pleased with the progress that I have made, and looking forward to temperatures warming up in the next few days so I can get back to work. If you've enjoyed the video, please share it with your friends, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget that little bell icon. Click on that and you'll get notified when the next video comes out. If you'd like to get in touch with me directly, you can do so by using an email address that I'll put at the bottom of the screen here, and I'll also put it in the description below. My name is Ian. This is the Econobox Garage. We'll see you next time.